Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to live inside of an end crystal. Believe it or not, this thing is actually a house. There's actually two parts to it. So if we take a look down below as you walk into the base of the end crystal, you have a large storage area, and if you actually climb up the middle, you'll find a bedroom with some more interesting things inside of it than you might find in the base. All in all, this is a pretty crazy house. I hope that you guys enjoy this one. If you do, please do remember to hit that like button. I'd really appreciate that. If you do want to check out any more of my stuff, especially when it comes to living inside weird stuff, check out the card system and the description below for the Live Inside playlist. And if you want to keep up with the channel, consider subscribing. Click the little bell next to the subscription button to ensure that you get all of my stuff sent directly to your sub box. But without any further ado, let's get this thing started. So to begin, we will need a 13 by 13 block area. It's not a huge house, and a lot of it is built directly upwards rather than outwards. You'll also need all of these materials that I have in my inventory and now my hotbar right now. Make sure that you have them all. If you cannot get bedrock because you're not in creative mode, then a dark grey block will do. For instance, grey concrete, cyan terracotta, that sort of stuff. Once you got everything you need, once you have all the space you need, you want to begin with a row of 3 light grey concrete coming up from the ground. 1, 2, 3. Go right of that third block by 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Connect that down to the ground, and then go backwards from that 12th block by 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Connect that 12th block down to the ground, and extend that 12th block across the back of the build with the goal of connecting it to the front of the build. So essentially you extend it across until it is in line with the front of the build, and then you want to connect it to the front of the build and also connect the corner downwards to the ground like that. You then want to fill underneath the frame, the light grey frame. It kind of looks like a table or something at the moment if you take a look at it. You want to fill the underneath parts in using bedrock or cyan terracotta or grey wool or grey concrete, some sort of dark grey block. I mean, you could even use stone if you wanted to. It's just that the actual thing is made out of bedrock, hence why I decided to use bedrock if you take a look at the actual item. But that is what you want to end up with. You've filled in all of the underneath parts, and I would also choose a front of your house, by the way. So, like the front of your house, let's say this was the front of my house. You want to come to the front of the house and you want to find the middle block in the front of the house. Or, it doesn't really matter because you want to create an entrance, whether that be in the middle, like I've just created, you want to create an entrance, or whether you want to like make it here or wherever. The point is, choose a front point of your house and delete 2 blocks and place a door in it. I personally like directly in the middle. You can easily figure it out just by kind of like looking at it. We then want to use bedrock, and we want to place a layer of bedrock inside of the layer of light grey concrete that we have at the top of the build. So if you just place a layer of bedrock going all the way around the inside of the layer of light grey, then you'll end up with this effect. We then want to place a layer of bedrock 1 row above and 1 row inside of the empty space created by placing that previous layer of bedrock. So that sounds kind of tricky, but what this means is 1 row above, 1 row inside, you simply want to have an additional layer of bedrock, which we are then going to place another layer of bedrock directly on top of, like this, just directly on top of it like this. Like that. We then want to place a layer of netherrack directly inside of this. So going all the way around the inside, we just want to place a layer of netherrack, just like so. We then want to place a layer of netherrack 1 row above and 1 row inside. Just destroy the bedrock there. What? 1 row above and 1 row inside of that previous layer of netherrack. So just to make it stagger a little bit, just to make it look a bit more interesting. We then want to fill in the middle part of this, leaving the very center block, however, alone. So this is the very center block. I'm going to place a white concrete in the very center of it for reference. We're then going to light the netherrack because this makes it a bit more realistic in tune with what we would see from an actual ender crystal. And we're also going to light the top of this as well. We shouldn't be able to light the concrete though. Well, I mean, I guess we can, but I think it'd eventually put itself out, I think. But anyway, we want to light the top of it like this to get this effect. Looks pretty cool. We then want to take the white concrete block, which is this one, and we want to place 2 more white concrete directly on top of it. So that's going to be 1 and 2. And from this second block, we want to do 8 up left diagonals. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Just like that. We then want to do 8 upright diagonals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 8 bottom right diagonals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then do bottom left diagonals until you reach the point where you connect with the base. So you will actually hit a point where you connect with the base kinda about here, like this, and you'll end up with a shape that should look like that. So that is a simple diamond shape. Now, once you got that sorted out, we actually want to take the second block, basically the block that all of those white concrete blocks connected to, and we want to, coming out of the front of this block, we want to do like 8 diagonals upwards coming towards the front. So what this means, from this block, this one, we want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, like that. And then we want to do 8 more coming backwards, but upwards as well. So like 1, 2, you really don't have to count this out. All you have to do is just connect it to the top of the build like this, and it should actually connect perfectly just all the way up to the top, like that. So you can now see that that's the front. And then if we come to the back, you want to do the same thing. So coming out of this like bottom block, this block at the bottom, which we have all of these other blocks to, we want to have 8 upwards diagonals coming out of the back. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we want to have 8 upward diagonals, or however many it takes, coming all the way up to the top center to create a diamond, like this. Perfect. Now this is going to be the glass part of the end crystal. We're not actually going to connect it in the middle, although you absolutely could. We'll see how that looks in a moment, but what we want to do from here is we want to create the like purpley block in the middle of the actual build. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this very bottom block that we have like at the bottom of this build that's like connected together with these 4 points, and on top of this block right here we want to go up by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that. We then want to extend this 5th block in every direction by 3 using magenta concrete. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, like that. We're going to join these blocks together in the middle and create a square shape using the magenta concrete, like this. So we just want to join them all together in the middle using our magenta concrete, like that. We want to take the corners of this and we want to raise up the corners by 6 using the magenta concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the same, of course, every other corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to connect these together at the top of each other. So we just want them all to connect together like so. Just going all the way around in a square shape. It's a bit tricky. There we are. And we're going to fill the top of it in with glass, although you could very easily just simply fill the top of this thing in using anything really. But I mean, glass is kind of cool because it keeps the inside of the house light. So glass is a good idea for that reason, at least, like that. But the other sides we actually have to decorate a little bit. So the easiest way to do this is to actually, if we add a vertical row of magenta concrete inside the left and right hand sides of every single side like this. And then if we use red concrete and we make an S shape. So like if we start at the bottom, we place a horizontal row of red at the bottom and the top like this. And then we take the left hand side of the top and we go down by 1, 2, and then right by 1, 2, connect down like that. And then if you actually take like the middle part of the S on the right hand side, destroy a block, place a red, and the middle part of the S on the left hand side, destroy a block, replace it with red, like this. And then if you fill in the rest of the side with magenta concrete, you're not that far off of one of the runes that might appear on the actual end block itself. And if you want, you can even just simply place random shapes using your red concrete. Because there are some like runes and stuff. A rune is basically like a picture. It's supposed to be like, a rune is like a magical picture pretty much, I think is the best way to describe it. And if you just place some like random pictures using your like red concrete, if you like make up some characters and stuff, then you can't really go too far wrong with what's actually on the end crystal. There's not a massive amount of space to have a load of accuracy here. So, you know, it's really not that big of a deal if you just make up some stuff and then put it on the side of the crystal, and it'll actually look quite good. You can't actually see the actual, like, this part that we're looking at. You can't actually see very much of it at all. When the glass is on, so you know it's completely up to you what you do actually want to put on the sides. So it's not a big deal. It looks kind of cool though if you can from the outside see some sort of like red image. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on the matter. I'm completely filling in the crystal now. I mean, I've pretty much done it. I just have these bits left to do, and we'll end up with something that should so far look like this. Now, it is a good idea if we use our ladders now, and what I mean by, okay, so if we come inside the house, down at the bottom here, and we locate the white concrete block, which is this one. Connect the white concrete block down to the ground inside of the house. And delete a block here so that you are able to actually climb up inside of the crystal. Now I'm going to delete this block and this one, and this will gain us, and this will gain us access to the inside of the house, because it is just a series of ladders. I'm trying my best not to get clipped. Here we go. Just a series of ladders leading up inside of the end crystal, and it's a lot easier now if we do it. So trust me, it's a lot easier if you just do that now. I'm starting to think that this house might actually look a little bit better without the glass. So I'll tell you what I'll do. This is something that I've never done before. I've not actually changed a tutorial this much, but I'm going to give you two options for this, right? So grab your white concrete, and we want to take the end middle point. So like all the way around the house, you have 4 white concrete blocks coming outwards like this, right? Like at the center. We want to connect all of these together, and to do this, we want to place 2 white concrete coming outwards in either direction. So like 1, 2, like this, and 1, 2, and 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, like that. So you've placed a load of blocks. You then want to connect these second blocks together diagonally using your white concrete. So you just want to, and they will connect together diagonally, by the way, like this. You just want to connect them all together diagonally, just like that. Very, very simple indeed. And you just want to go all the way around, and you just want to connect them all together just like that. Nothing else to say about it. It's really simple stuff. You'll manage to do it without too many problems. So let's just go all the way around now, and we'll see what's left. So there. And then we have this side as well. And we might also have the front. Do we have the front? No. Okay, so here's two versions of the house. I think that this actually looks awesome without the glass, right? That actually looks insane. Because like the glass isn't covering up any of the end crystal. That looks pretty cool, if I do say so myself. But I showed you at the start of the video the version with the glass. You can make either, you can even revert the change. So grab your white stained glass, and starting from this top front corner segment, I mean, we have to do this 4 times. You can start anywhere, but starting from the top, we want to place a white glass in between these two single white concrete blocks. We then want to take the lower half, and we want to place like a square, like a corner of white glass moving downwards. We then want to come to this lower half, and we want to connect them together by placing 1, 2, 1, 2, if that makes sense. And then we move down, and we want to place 2 blocks, and then connect them in the corner using your glass. If this makes sense, so like we'll take this lower half of white concrete, and we'll place 1, 2, 1, 2, and then join them together in the middle, like that. And then 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we just want to join them together in the middle. So you only place 2 glass coming outwards, so like 1, 2, 1, 2, and then you just connect them together in the middle. I don't know what better way to describe it other than that, but yeah, that's the effect that you're looking for. Really simple, really easy. So like if we move around to the other side, for instance, we start at the top, we place a single glass in the center, and then we place 1, 2, 1, like connecting together like a corner, and then we place 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's probably the best way to do it, actually. And then connect them together diagonally. Like, connect each layer of the kind of like pyramid together diagonally. It's probably the best and fastest way to do it, actually. The way that I just did it right there. So, like this. And then you've got like a pyramid of glass, and it covers everything up nicely. So, come all the way up to the top. Again, for this side, you place 1 in the corner. And then you place like a corner of glass, like it comes all the way around, it connects together. And then you place 2 glass coming outwards from every single one of the white concrete blocks. So that's every single one of them. There's a lot of them, but you place your 2 white glass coming outwards from every one. And then you simply place your diagonals of white glass, like this, your diagonals of white glass, joining together diagonally. Well, I'm sure that you guys can figure it out from here. Like you just place your glass coming around diagonally. Now, if we come to this last side, it's the same thing. Like 1 in the corner, we wrap the glass around for the next row, and then it doesn't really change. It's just the same 2 glass coming outwards from the white concrete blocks, and then we just join it together diagonally. And this is going to be the last side for the top. And I'm actually surprised at how easy this was. I thought that this might be a little bit trickier, but it all goes together very, very well. It goes together very, very easily. And you might even choose not to have the glass. So, for instance, like that's the top side of it done right there, yeah? That's it with the glass. I will tell you, I prefer it without the glass. I think it kind of looks awesome without the glass, but, you know, up to you. You do what you want. Now, if we come to the lower half, we do have like a broken side here, where we had to break the pattern to actually be able to climb up. So, if it helps you, you can actually replace the white concrete block that you had to delete right there, and then it's literally like the same thing that we did up above, we do down below. So we start at the bottom here, we place our white glass in the center, and then we place like a corner of white glass, and then we place 2 white glass coming outwards from every single white concrete, like this. So 2 white glass coming outwards from every single white concrete, same thing as we did above, and then we just join everything together diagonally, except this one's a little bit trickier, only because you kind of like, you feel a little bit more cramped placing all of the glass like from the bottom, but like I said, same thing, you're just upside down pretty much, and it all goes together in the same way, so like that. And then we're gonna do the other side as well, so like this side too, and it's the same thing. I don't know how many more times to say that, but I'm sure that you guys have got the hang of it by now after doing it so many times. But you do have to do it in total 8 times, which is kind of a big deal. I mean, it does take quite a long time to do, which not only is that a positive reason why you might want to leave the glass off so you don't have to do this, but I genuinely do think that you don't need the glass to make it look cool, although it does make it look a bit more realistic. And I'm just going to delete this white concrete block here, and I'm going to replace the ladder, because I only did that just to make it easier to place this. But yeah, this is what we have going on so far. And then if we come to the back, we have to do the same thing again. So I'm just going to do that. But yeah, there's been 2 changes that I made actually. So in this version, I have made it so that we have a horizontal row of white concrete that goes all the way around the middle. I didn't actually have that in the original, but I like it better. And again, like you guys will have seen both versions by now, so you'll be able to make the decision which one you do indeed like better. And I've done that, and I have also considered the fact, this is the only other change, I have considered the fact that this might look better without the glass. So it's not really a change exactly, but definitely would consider leaving the glass off. And if I had to have these in one of my worlds that like I wanted to make look really cool and have fun with and everything, and I wasn't just using it to design, then I would absolutely leave the glass off. But that is me. So we've actually just got this last side here. We've got 2 more rows to do, this being one of the 2. And there we go, just 1 more row of glass to connect together diagonally. And then we will be left with... Cool. So we are now left with this. This is our end crystal house. This is insane. So once you've got all the glass filled in, there's nothing left to do, but like this part is where I would like keep the storage and what have you. You can have enchantment libraries, you know, it's a big sort of stuff down here inside of this particular part of the house. And the actual inside of the crystal itself is where I would use as like a little, like a safe storage or a bedroom. Is kind of like a cool idea for this build. But that is pretty much the tutorial, guys. I really enjoyed making and designing this one. It was kind of hard to design, actually. It's kind of a really tricky shape, but I'm hoping you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please do remember to hit that like button. I'd really appreciate that. I honestly would. If you did enjoy the content, please do consider subscribing to the channel. Click the little bell next to the subscription button to ensure that you got all my stuff sent directly to your sub box. If you do want to see more stuff by me, please do check out the card system in the description below. I would highly recommend the Live Inside playlist. So like live inside a firework, live inside a TV, live inside, you know, diamond, emerald, chest, etc, etc. You guys get the idea. All of that card system description below, including all sorts of other funky, fun stuff that I build. You guys can kind of see it all as I spin around. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Leave some ideas down below in the comments if you do have some more ideas for builds. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.